In some ways, I think blindfolded climbing chose me. In this life, aren't we all just a little in the dark sometimes? Sometimes people ask me if I'm scared, but what I'm really afraid of is not pushing the limits. When I was a little kid, I had this pet rock. His name was Dwayne. And I don't know, I just always liked the way stone felt in my hand.
So why'd you start using a blindfold?
That's a long story.
Andy Holloway is a legend in the climbing community. He's pushing the sport above and beyond what people have previously thought to be possible. His methods are a bit unorthodox, but that's what it means to be a pioneer.
So what do you say to people who think that blindfolded climbing is just a fad?
I mean, what, do you think the pharaohs were playing soccer? This is the next evolution of the sport. You know, I know people can't see it yet, but I'm from the future, okay? Like, I can see where this could go. And I'm going to do for climbing what Gaius Apuleius Diocles did for chariot racing. Ever since I started BFC, Vertigo Wall has always just been in the back of my mind. I'm excited to see it for the first time. If Yosemite is the mecca for visually aided climbing, then the Vertigo Wall is the Bermuda Triangle for blindfolded climbing.
The Vertigo Wall has never been summited because everyone who looks at it directly experiences debilitating nausea.
All right, if you look at the global positioning of the Vertigo Wall, you'll notice that the geomagnetic forces acting upon it cause it to spin backwards, bottom up. Now what this is going to do is it's going to lead to longitudinal vertices intersecting. If you're going to look at it through your optic canals, what happens next? Okay, what's going to happen next is side fumbling. Side fumbling going on in your brain case is going to lead to nausea, vomiting, and in some cases, death. And it was cursed by the wizard. It's basically my white whale.
Andy lives primarily out of his car, so he'll use my apartment to take a shower, use the bathroom, and train.
They say when you lose one sense, all the others sharpen. I feel like a ninja taking out his sharpest shuriken. Some athletes rely on strength, but I rely on memory. This is it. So where I call home for now. Got clothes, you know, spare clothes, towels, water supply, a little makeshift kitchen sleeping area if you want to just follow me into here. I can show you. It's not a mansion, but I make it work. My career has given me the opportunity to give back. I created a non-profit organization called Ocean Life Outreach. The money is used to fund an ocean cleanup project that uses giant nets that connect to the tails of cargo ships as they cross the Atlantic. The nets essentially collect trash on a cargo ship's normal route, and when the ships arrive at their destination, our volunteers take the trash, sort it, and repurpose it into new, sustainable materials.
So how did you discover you had a talent for blindfolded climbing?
Well, I was on a fishing vessel off the coast of Jersey when we were struck by a sea quake that split our ship into 15 separate pieces. I was sinking to my inevitable demise when some merfolk saved me and took me in. They taught me how to live off the vegetation of the sea floor, but because I do not have flagellum, I was unable to communicate with them. In order to convince them and get it through to them that I needed to go back to my people, I constructed little symbols out of crab legs that their simple, unevolved fish minds could understand. Eventually, the chieftain allowed one of his fishwives to guide me back to shore. But by then it was 9 p.m., so it was dark out, but I managed to remember my way home. And I said, well, I'm pretty good at this, so why don't I incorporate this into my climbing?
So are you nervous at all?
I mean, it's basically the geological equivalent of Medusa, except it makes you queasy instead of turning you to stone, but I got this. That's intense. That's okay. Oh, wow. Okay. So I can only look at the wall for a brief moment before my optic canals are completely fumbled on their sides. So I have to really be strategic. Can't figure this thing out. Screw this psychedelic pebble. Can't do this, man. I thought it'd be easier. I don't think my body can handle it.
Dude, nobody's ever done this before. What did you expect?
I don't know, man. I just need to look at the rock. That's all I need to look at the rock.
Dude, what do you mean? Is this a joke?
No, it's not a joke.
Andy!
I can do this.
Andy, no! We didn't know it was going to be this bad.
The last thing I remember is being wheeled into Kaiser Permanente.
It was the only place that would take his insurance.
So we took a look at your scans, and it looks like you have no activity in your amygdala. None in your hippocampus either. And none in your prefrontal cortex. Mr. Holloway, your situation is quite anomalous. How do I put this? Your brain is a rock.
My brain is rock? My brain is rock. I am rock.
Yes. And there are steps that we can take.
You're right, Doc. There are steps I can take. And the first step's gonna be getting up that wall.
Mr. Holloway? Please. Mr. Holloway? Are you still there? We need to run more tests.
will rock my world. You know, this is just the beginning. First the Vertigo Wall, and then I, Andy Holloway, will be the first blindfolded climber to climb Mount Everest.
Have you ever heard of Eric Weinmeier?
Who?